Welcome back to BWO Daily, your source for news in the world of sports entertainment and professional wrestling from your boys at Busted Wide Open. My name is Nick Howell.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous. And yes, Nick, today we got to talk about the fact that it looks like WWE has reached out to a number of the employees that they furloughed and or fired right after the beginning of this whole global thing that's going on right now. They cleaned house. They sent a lot of people packing and future endeavored them. And some of them, they said they were just furloughed. No, we'll bring you back later, but no timetable given. It looks now like they have actually reached out to a few of them, according to a bunch of reports. But the problem is they've offered them a fraction of what their initial contract was. So they've said,
Seriously?
Look, we want you back if you want to come back, but it's going to be for less than what you were making before. So, and according to the reports, it's been speculated that they would actually make more money going out on independent dates. So we'll see who actually comes back to WWE. Now, this is not just talent, Nick. This is also producers and writers as well who are also taken out in this big house cleaning that they did. So, yeah, it's looking now like they're offering people jobs, I guess.
Yeah, and to be clear, a 1099 contractor can't be furloughed. They're released, or their contracts are paid out, or however the mechanics of that is. The furloughs being called back would be people of staff that would be creative writers or backstage personnel, things like that.
Producers, agents, exactly.
Right. So I understand, like, to an extent, I'm like, oh wow, I get to go back to work for WWE, but I'm gonna make enough to feed my family McDonald's, maybe.
Which might explain why Kurt Angle turned down managing Matt Riddle. He came back for a one-off and a little, nice little appearance and whatever. But he's like, yeah, I got my own thing going on now. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. So that might explain that. But you look at talent like for instance, No Way Jose, Rusev, etc. One wonders if they're gonna, the Gallows and Anderson, everyone else. One wonders if they're gonna look at this and say, I appreciate it, but no, thank you. We're still within their 90-day release clause. That's not up until the first week of July, I believe. So that's when I think that we'll really see things fall into place. So we will have to see then. Obviously, one of the big stories from that whole firing, furloughing melee was Drake Maverick, a guy who was announced as being laid off, but then continued to work for WWE in the interim cruiserweight championship tournament.
Right. And
went to the finals. And in fact, last night was in the finals against Hijo de Fantasma. Now, lest I tell you who won, that's still up in the air, but suffice it to say that it has been reported that Drake Maverick has been offered his contract back and that he has been rehired by WWE. And this was something that was decided possibly partway through this cruiserweight tournament, but he was initially considered to be on his way out. He just captured the hearts and minds of everybody, and they made a storyline out of it. Now, this didn't sit well with everybody, as you can imagine.
Guilty.
I know you were not a fan, Nick, but someone else who wasn't a fan was Leo Rush, who took to Twitter and wasn't happy about everyone getting their jobs back. He actually said it was a slap in the face. He said, are they going to hire everyone back then? Kind of a slap in the face to use this as a shoot work. But I guess I'm not surprised. Super happy for anyone getting their job back. But damn, real trauma and a lot of others were a part of this. I wish that I was still a child just staring at the bright lights on the TV screen, being a fan, instead of being so self-aware of corporate. And
couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, he said specifically about Drake Maverick, literally making a mockery of legitimate firings because it's effed up. It's called having a heart and showing compassion for those who have also suffered from losing their jobs on that day. It's not Spud's fault. It's the company's, and that's disgusting. So he's taken a hard stance against that. Obviously, I think Leo, with some of his words and stances he's taken since he was let go, not going to be welcome back in the WWE anytime soon.
Nor would he want to go back at this point, I don't believe.
That's, I think, what he's indicating is he's like, yeah, it's a little corporate over there. I'm good. Say what you will about Leo, but I think he might have a point there, at least in this particular situation. So yeah, not sitting well with everyone. One only wonders what, they said they haven't gone for everybody. It's just been some people they've kind of selectively picked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that being said, that the Drake Maverick storyline I thought was great, even though it was obviously probably going to be very hurtful to anyone else who was laid off and didn't get the opportunity that Drake got. But so
all I had to do to keep my job was
cut
be
an awesome
extremely
promo.
vulnerable and cut a very heartfelt promo where I was getting my heart ripped out, and then I can get my job back.
It's called grabbing the brass ring, Nick. He grabbed them
Vince.
brass rings.
Okay, Vince.
I'm just saying, pal. In other news, Arn Anderson, who is, as we know, has been working over in AEW. I didn't know this. He wasn't working with a consistent contract over there. He was just kind of working for them.
I didn't know that
they've now locked him down. He's been operating as a backstage producer and Cody's quote unquote coach, but he has now signed a multi-year deal with AEW. They announced that on their social media. And Arn said on Twitter, about a year ago, I didn't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. A year later, it seems I am wanted somewhere. And I'm very happy to say today, I signed a multi-year contract with AEW. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with all this young talent and watch this company blossom into being the platinum of all of our industry. So that's big words from a dude who worked for WWE in various roles, but also as a backstage producer from 2001 to 2019, before he was allegedly fired for allowing an incident where Alicia Fox, was allowed, not Alicia Taylor, she's a wonderful announcer for NXT, the voice of NXT, Alicia Fox, he allowed her to work inebriated on a house show or on a side match. So, but apparently there was some rumblings of some problems before that. He'd been vocal about some issues he'd had with the company before that. So nice to see Arn feeling happy, being happy where he is, and honestly being utilized really well as well. So
I'm very excited. In the beginning of AEW, we would see Cody come out with Brandy, with Pharaoh, with QT Marshall. We have the sort of Nightmare Family come out and escort Cody to the ring, especially for big fights. But I like seeing Arn, the coach, come out in the sweater vest with the playbook and sort of just like coaching him as Cody comes down to the ring, almost like a boxing corner coach in a way. I'm just going to throw this.
I'm going to throw this out there. If they don't have Arn turn heel and join FTR within the next year or two, they're throwing away money.
Cody did give a little bit of a signal in a promo recently.
He was just saying he was
Tully's
the
over there. Arn's
Tully's also over there. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Where's Rick?
The chess pieces are aligning. Rick just re-signed a contract with WWE too. But anyway, so no, great. Good for Arn. Very happy to hear that. Also in AEW news, they've announced that Fyter Fest, we assumed it was going to be a pay-per-view. It's not. It's going to be a 2-week event on Dynamite, on regular TV, on TNT, on July 1st and 8th. I will also point out that July 8th does fall after that 90-day no-compete clause in WWE. So anyone they want to poach could show up for the second and final part of Fyter Fest. Just throwing that out there for anyone who was wondering.
It's interesting also on this one real quick. They're effectively giving away a pay-per-view to this. We've talked a lot on this show over the course of the years we've been doing it about, or at least when the AEW's been up for 18 months now, how they're going to figure out how to deliver pay-per-views where people don't have to pay $50 a month or every quarter whenever they decide to do a pay-per-view. We just had Double or Nothing, no fans, and it was still $50. Is this their way of giving away a pay-per-view? I want to do heavy air quotes here and say when I say this, but is this the way that they're delivering a pay-per-view? Because if you look at the match card, that's fantastic.
We've only got Cage versus Moxley and Best Friends versus Page and Omega right now, but they are setting up a few other matches that we have to speculate on that it could be an outstanding pay-per-view or 2-week event as it is now. But that's the thing is their pay-per-view numbers for Double or Nothing were great at $50 a pop. So it is interesting that they're doing this for this event.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what the mentality was on that, but I obviously am not mad. So more power to them. Looking forward to seeing what they bring out for us for that. And this was reported a few days ago, but I just wanted to touch on it here really quickly. Apparently, According to sources, WWE has banned the buckle bomb. The move that ended Sting's career, the move that injured Kairi Sane recently, gave her a concussion, and also it was the type of move, although it wasn't a buckle bomb, that injured Finn Balor on the night when he won the Universal Championship. Now, obviously, 2 of the 3 of those was Seth Rollins, but you're going backwards into a turnbuckle. That's a dangerous move, and apparently WWE has now decided that it's too dangerous to use on the regular. Nick, I want to say this. I don't think that it is by nature a dangerous move that needs to be banned. However, when you have people working as often as the WWE superstars are working, if it becomes part of your your move set to use that on the regular, it's just it's a matter of percentages.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to go wrong.
And when you do it to a 55-year-old man who has a 20-plus year career in professional wrestling, probably isn't going to take the whiplash of that too well, as we saw with Sting when Seth did it to him. So,
and it doesn't take much with that move to go wrong and have it even be like something that gives you a minor nagging injury that lasts for a while. So I understand what they're doing here, but at the same time, I don't know. I haven't seen anything saying that it's like a hard, fast rule. And there's certainly moves they've banned before, like the pile driver or the curb stomp, that you might be able to argue why they did it. And I think that there's an argument for why they banned the buckle bomb too. But you at a certain point, you also have to trust your performers to be safe. Counter argument to that is they're trying to go out there and pop the crowd. So at the end of the day, they're you got a bunch of daredevils wanting to go out there and want to do stuff. So,
or unsafe workers.
Oh, leave her alone. Come on. Anyway, Nick, also today, happy birthday to Riho. She is turning 23 years old.
She's
Jazzy
only 23?
Gabbert. She's only 23.
My God.
She's only
talent.
23.
So much talent.
And the first ever AEW Women's Champion. Good grief. Jazzy Gabbert turned 38, alpha female.
Yes.
Turned 38, and had he not passed away in 1999 from complications from diabetes, from the beatus, had the beatus not gotten him, Gorilla Monsoon, the man after whom the gorilla position is named, one of the greatest commentators, not color, that would be Bobby the Brain Heenan along with Gorilla Monsoon, one of the greatest commentators, wrestling commentators of all time. Gorilla Monsoon.
I'll go out on a limb and say the greatest commentary duo of all time.
Oh, come on. He would have
My
been
God!
83. He would have been 83 today. But yes, Nick, those are the birthdays, and that is the news.
Well, happy birthday, Riho, Jazzy Gabbert, and rest in peace, Gorilla Monsoon. And guys, thank you very much for tuning in today for BWO Daily. Make sure you subscribe by clicking the button down below and got your notifications turned on so you get notified every day when we put up a new episode of BWO Daily Monday through Friday. And you can find links to all of our social media and groups down in the description below. Make sure you get into our Discord. Lots of fun with live chats over there as well. Tune in every Tuesday and Saturday for our live shows where we cover all forms of wrestling all throughout the week, WWE, AEW, and beyond. But my name is Nick Howell. You can find me on Twitter at DataCenterDude.
Would you stop? I'm Sir Ian Dangerous. You can find me on Twitter at Sir Ian Dangerous.
And we will see you guys next time.